Yeah, it helps if you turn the audio on. Boy, that sucks. What a noob mistake. All right, so looks like everybody here is just, complaining about the microphone, but we've got the microphone going. Today's going to be an interesting day. I have some announcements to make, and we also have a lot of material to get through. And that's part of why the announcement I'm making has to be made. But we're going to give it just a minute so that everybody can join in. And while we're waiting, I'm going to be playing a song that I've been working on for a video game. It's called, the song is called Spaced. So I'm going to be playing this while I go grab my coffee. So yeah, audio should be fixed now. Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay. So we're going to give everybody a minute to join up because, like I said earlier, this is an odd time. Normally it's at noon. Today was at 12:30 based on the live event that I published earlier this week. Don't forget, if you'd like to know when I go live or if you'd like to be updated when live events are published and when their times are scheduled, hit the notification bell, make sure that's enabled. I've been harping on that lately, but it's absolutely important that you do so. I'm going to play this, go upstairs, grab my coffee, and I'll be right back. All right, so here I am back, got my coffee, got everything running, got everything going here. We're going to let the end of this play out, but again, this is for a video game that's going to be coming out sometime in 2018. This one, along with another song that I wrote called Too Close for Missiles, are going to be on that soundtrack, which I'll be releasing in conjunction with the release of the actual video game, so that's pretty neat. Usually it would just loop back around here, but we don't have time for that today, which is part of what I want to talk about. All right, everybody, so let me switch my view here. So here's Chrome, and as you can see, we got quite a few tabs open. And that's part of what I want to talk about today. So before we get going, as I hinted in my video that I uploaded on Monday, and published on Monday, also, if anybody's wondering where Lila is, she's right here, but she doesn't really want to be on camera today. I can kind of tell. Birds have a mating season, and they get kind of moody during that. So she's just being pretty moody. So I'm not putting her on film today. I don't think it's appropriate. So I do want to talk about the recent popularity around coffee time. And I also want to talk about reaching 7,000 subscribers. I also want to talk about just what needs to happen with this channel and things that have been happening in the past couple of weeks. So, yeah, you might have noticed that we passed 7,000 subscribers. That is awesome. I think we're definitely going to hit 10,000 by my birthday, which is March. So I'm looking forward to that. But along with that, I think there needs to be a couple of changes to the channel. Not that I think this, I know there needs to be a couple of changes to the channel. And some of these have already been implemented without anybody really noticing, which is a good thing. I am producing higher quality content less frequently, meaning that I'm sticking to a once a week upload schedule of a formal video. So far, it's been Mondays. This is, again, I'm talking about my 4K camera, which is back here. There it is. My first 4K video officially was Monday's video, and I said I'm going to talk about some announcements for coffee time, so I'm going to quit beating around the bush. Coffee time, the feedback. So around coffee time, there's kind of this circle of self-promotion for others and for myself, which is my goal. I intend this to be a platform where self-promotion is encouraged. So I don't want to get rid of coffee time. That's not what I'm here to say. I'm not getting rid of coffee time. I am, however, due to the popularity of coffee time, and due to the amount of time that I need to produce the content that I need to produce, to make the living that I need to make, have to restrict the feedback now. So we used to be, everybody would get feedback on every track, and I just literally don't have time for that. Now, it's not like, I'm not sitting here going, oh, I don't have time for this shit. Like I'm not like that, but I mean, like, time in the day, like, I have to be at work at the restaurant by 4 p.m. You know what I'm saying? And if we continue on the trend we're at right now, eventually it's going to be unsustainable, and I won't be able to quit my job because I'm barely getting paid for this stream. Does that make sense? So we're restricting feedback, and here's how that's going to work. Feedback is no longer going to be a part of coffee time. In fact, I'm going to be taking myself out of it a little bit too, probably going forward. Now today's going to be fine. Today I'm going to be able to do feedback as best I can because, like I said, these rules are being implemented going forward. This does not affect today's stream. But basically, there's just going to be only feedback reserved for people who donate on Patreon. So take a second to swallow that, because that's a big deal. So I'm updating my rewards on Patreon so that if you want feedback on pretty much anything, you're going to have to be donating on Patreon at the $10 or above level. That doesn't mean that I'm going to have a list of people that I'm checking for on Coffee Time. I mean, Coffee Time's going forward, no feedback whatsoever. Even if you do submit something, even if you are a supporter on Patreon, no live feedback is going to happen anymore. And my reasoning for this, so basically, if you want feedback from me, if you want professional critique, if you want professional feedback and critique, meaning I listen to your song and I go through it and I make sure that I, give it great critique and type it out, that sort of format of formalized critique, you're going to have to go through Patreon from now on. And it's not that I don't want to do feedback. It's that I'm being asked to do, I'm stuttering. I'm being asked to do so much feedback these days that I just can't keep up with it, number one. Number two, it's not fair to the people on Patreon who are donating at the $45 level. I mean my students, because they're actually paying for my time and paying for my feedback. So to have this forum right here where I provide free feedback for people who are not donating, it hurts me, and it's not fair to the people who are donating, who are putting their money into a service that they believe is valuable. And it's just, this sounds, oh man, this makes me sound like a doucher, but I don't want this to sound like I'm being a D-bag. It's just like, it's growing pains, and it's a change I've thought about for a while. And it's also kind of led me down a path of trying to figure out why Coffee Time consistently gets so many views versus my content that I spend time on not getting any views. And I think the reason is that people are just tuning in to see themselves on the screen, which is fine. And I understand that, but it's like, I can't just be about that. The purpose of this channel is to kind of develop an audience around my content, right? So Coffee Time is basically turning into a radio show going forward, and I'll announce who's going to be, up next and that sort of thing, and giving announcements, and, I'll give some basic feedback like, oh yeah, that was dope, or, oh man, smooth track, like that sort of thing. But it's not going to be the in-depth analysis that I currently give on most tracks. I hope that makes sense. Why not do a small amount of live feedback on Coffee Time on a low tier reward? Because it would grow to a point where I'd have to do this eventually in the future anyway. Like, I'm not saying that this is going to grow to the point where, it's unmanageable, but at some point I would actually have to restrict it again. So it's like, why do that twice? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just one time where I'm like, okay, this is where we're going to cut it off. So there you go. There's the announcement. If you want feedback, if you want formalized critique, if you want professional, formalized feedback from somebody who's qualified, being me, then we have to go through Patreon at the $10 or above level. That's the level where you get my music for free, and also the level where I put your name in the credits of my videos. So there we go. I've laid it out. Let's move on. Let's actually get into Coffee Time now. So we're starting off with Torch Arts. All right, and this song is called Flight. Here we go. Nice. Nice. Now, this is a little bit different. Normally I don't say this, but I think this second half was actually too long. Normally I'm like, oh, I need more music, but this one, this second half right here, it's not that it's bad, it's too long without changing enough, a significant amount. But yeah, isn't that pretty dope? I can't get over how much I like your logo too. Like every time I see this logo, I'm like, oh, it's a dope logo. It very clearly communicates like, flames, torches, you know, it's like way cool. Anyway, thanks for submitting. All right, moving on to Seattle Thunder, Pumped Up Kicks, Core Data Remix. Let's listen. Yeah, it helps if you turn the audio on. Boy, that sucks. What a noob mistake. All right, so looks like everybody here is just, you know, complaining about the microphone, but we've got the microphone going. Today's going to be an interesting day. I have some announcements to make, and we also have a lot of material to get through. And that's part of why the announcement I'm making has to be made. But we're going to give it just a minute so that everybody can join in. And while we're waiting, I'm going to be playing a song that I've been working on for a video game. It's called, well, the song is called Spaced. So I'm going to be playing this while I go grab my coffee. So yeah, audio should be fixed now. Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay. So we're going to give everybody a minute to join up because, like I said earlier, this is an odd time. Normally it's at noon. Today was at 12:30. Based on the live event that I published earlier this week. Don't forget, if you'd like to know when I go live or if you'd like to be updated when live events are published and when their times are scheduled, hit the notification bell, make sure that's enabled. I've been harping on that lately, but it's absolutely important that you do so. I'm going to play this, go upstairs, grab my coffee, and I'll be right back. Wow, this is not the original intent of the song. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of preserves the original kind of mellowness of the song. So that's way cool. Thanks for submitting. All right, Vermilion, 31st. Let's see what this is.
Halloween, of course, is synonymous with scary things, which is ghosts and, that's right, goblins.
But there are some hidden dangers you may not be aware of. In tonight's Safety Now report, WDSU News anchor Chris Fairbairn is on your side with what you need to look out for and tips to keep your family safe, Chris?
Well, it's not always the spooky things that lurk in a haunted house we need to watch out for on Halloween. The danger could be hiding where you least expect it.
So you know what I'm going to say about this. It's too short. Now, there's a funny thing about saying that something's too short because I just talked with my students this week, at least 2 of them, about you can have a song that just ends, right? You don't have to drag out a song. But a song like this, I don't feel like it develops enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the point where it fades out, we should be going into a B section, right? With a little bit more bass range or something. But you know what I'm saying? It's hard to say what is long, what isn't too long. So that's pretty cool. Man, it's nice though. Like, I mean, I like it when it starts. I'm like, this is great. But then at the point where it fades out, I don't feel like I was fed enough. You know, it's like going to a fancy bar and they give you tapas. You know, it's like I want food and I want like a meal. You know, it's like if I want a meal, why are you giving me these little finger foods? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's a bad analogy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just kind of a teaser of something that could be bigger. That's what I'm trying to say. I feel like it has potential to be bigger. That's what I'm saying. I see the potential in it, and I wish it was more developed. But it's cool regardless. So, very spooky. Very spooky. All right. This is Hun. Song's called Taboo. I love the names, man. Sometimes these names, I'm just like, I can't. Hun. Fire. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think we need to check the key of the bass loop that we're using and the key of the melody loop that we're using and just make sure they're in the same key. That shouldn't be hard. Normally they're labeled. So let's do that. Let's make sure everything's in the right key. Thank you. Next. Viberus. That was intense, but also very chill, which is what Tipper does. So I have respect for this. I don't know how you got all those nutty sounds, but this is going in the right direction, and I'm definitely going to follow, and you definitely need to let me know when this is done, because that's cool as hell. Dude, someone brought something up. So check this out. Someone brought this up. Why not have the same idea, of prioritizing feedback for patrons, but doing it on the live stream instead of having to actually go through like a formal messaging or email process? And the reason for that is actually one of the reasons I started Coffee Time in this format, the Coffee Time live format. That's actually illegal. So let's pretend that I would prioritize people who are patrons, right? Like if everybody was submitting music and I got 500 submissions and I had a list, like a cross-reference list of people who are patrons and I prioritized their submissions, that's called a payola. It's actually illegal. It's an illegal practice on the radio, and I assume that the FCC guidelines also apply to live streaming. I don't know for sure, so I might be talking out of my butt, but I know for friggin' sure that's illegal on radio. So yeah. Anyway, I wanted to put that out there because even though it's illegal on the radio, it's kind of the understood standard. And so one of the reasons I wanted to even start Coffee Time live was so I could play everything and anything, you know what I'm saying? Like no barriers, no boundaries, which is why I kind of look for that underground, unreleased content, people who are in the low 100s of followers or even in the teens or in the single digits, because those guys either A, don't know the radio context, or B, don't have the money to payola the radio context, which is an illegal practice, but it is still kind of the standard. It's like that underground sort of under the table standard. It's the evil side of radio in the music industry, and that's trying to defeat that is part of why I started the show. So if I were to go with that model, it would be so hypocritical of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my original ethos was I want to have a radio show that's free for people to submit that plays everything. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, let's move on. Cool track. IMMB. Aw, Garden Sound with a heart. What's up, man? That was cool. Now here's an example of a short track where I don't think it needs to be longer. I think we successfully closed the idea. And I think the difference is that this progression was circular and really didn't have anywhere to go, whereas the other progression might have not come to such a complete cadence. Maybe I'm talking out of my butt. I don't know. I just feel like this one kind of rounded off better at the end. Also, this picture right here. That's what's up. It's like... dope. All right, next. Impulse version 4 by Jadis. I don't know. I tried. I did my best. Where is this going? All right, couple things to talk about here. I think one, the pacing of the build-up is off. I'm not really sure what either because it kept throwing me off. So look specifically at the build-up because the drop itself is okay. The verse part is okay. That build-up though is really it just threw me off for some reason. Like it didn't, like it was about to and then it didn't, but then it did again. And maybe that's the point. But like, you know, if you're going for that epic build-up feel, like an Eric Prydz song, for instance, you're not hitting that. There's a reason that his builds are long and effective, and that's because he keeps adding or subtracting, whereas it feels like what you did was just vary the rhythm, not the same. So look into that. That's number one. Two, I think I need more bass range out of the mix, and that's saying a lot because my speakers are notoriously bass heavy. So I'm not getting enough bass from the mix. But other than that, I think it's got legs. You know what I'm saying? I think this could go somewhere. It's got potential. Keep working on it, and then also, you know, resubmit. Like, let's listen to more versions. I love when I open a tab and it just starts playing. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try to pronounce this. Rejekum, setting sun. Oh man, I like the ocean sample, or you know, something like that. I like the, whether it's just, you know, filtered noise or whatever it is. I like that sample. It makes me feel like I'm at the beach. I love the beach. I grew up close to the beach, in a town called Somerville, which is pretty close to the ocean in South Carolina in the United States. So I've got a lot of really positive associations with going to the beach. As a kid, man, I used to surf too. I miss doing that. Like, South Carolina doesn't have the biggest waves. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not California. It doesn't have, like, you know, awesome surfing spots everywhere, but it's got a few. And man, it's really sad what the tourist industry has done to Charleston, man. We used to go and surf, like, shoot, all the time, and then the tourists started to take over Folly Beach. And it was like, man, we can't go there anymore because like it took us like, one day I remember going out and getting up early and packing the cooler and getting all the surfboards, and everybody was ready to go, and we met up out there, and it took us like we left the apartment at like 8. We didn't get in the water until like 1 or 2, and it was only a 45-minute drive. You know what I'm saying? It just took that long to get all the way out to the beach, find a parking spot because it's just overrun with tourists. But it's funny, it's a double-edged sword because you can only complain about tourism so much, right? Because it's a source of revenue for the city. So it's like you don't want the city to go under, but at the same time, like, what do you do about the locals who are like, quit taking our surf spots, dudes? I don't know. Maybe I can't really complain. There's a memory. There's some story time for you. So yeah, there we go. I didn't really give you feedback, but I'll tell you what, it did bring lots of feelings of nostalgia. So if that was your goal, you accomplished it. Thanks for submitting. That's it. Here we go. I gotta play this again so I can turn it up. This is groovy as hell, dude.
I'm not Zit. I'm Dazzit. No hate. I'm just saying.
Noted. Got it, Dazzit. It's not Dazit, it's Dazit. Man, Dazit. Dazit does it. That's cool. Dazit does it like that. That was awesome. Oh, man. I want to listen to that again, but we don't have time. But I'm going to go ahead and just make sure this stays on the profile somewhere. All right. Very cool. Nice sampling. Very groovy. That bass note, is that a... How are you making that? I want to know. Is that an analog synth of some sort? Is that You know what I'm saying? That's a funky little bass note there. I like it. It's nice and it's round, but it also had a little bit of an edge to it. Yeah, no way to improve that. Just make more. Make more of that, please. Aligned, Nightmare. So, I think my biggest gripe with this song, because it's a decent tune, don't get me wrong. My biggest gripe with this song is the overuse of the vocal shots. Yeah, and oh or ho, I can't really tell. Maybe an easy fix, I'm telling you right now, an easy fix, especially if this is in Ableton, would be to just go in there and use the divide button and make them half as frequent, excuse me. So that you have, instead of yeah, oh, you have yeah, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or even less. Because it feels like they're moving the song along too quickly and they get old and stale fast. It's not the wrong sample, it's just too frequent. That's it. Otherwise, dope. It's got grime. It's grimy, it's gritty. It's nice. We gotta move on. Apart. Philip. Here we go. Spotify, what are you doing? Here we go. Not getting any audio from this. What's going on? Dang it. Killing me, Spotify. It's only Spotify's web player that messes up this bad. You're listening on web player. Yeah, I understand that. Why aren't you playing back? Give me a moment here to troubleshoot some issues, guys. Do. It should be playing, but it's not. There we go. Haha.
Separated by distance from each other in time or space, I fell out of existence and sensed myself falling away. I needed space from you. You have let me down too many times now. You have let me down too many times now. You have let me down too many times now. You have let me down too many times now. I remember vividly why I left you behind. It's not because our history isn't clearly defined, but now it is time for your countdown in the pool in which you will drown. You blew out my ears with your meltdown. Now you can see why you won't be wearing that gown. You have let me down too many times now. You have let me down too many times now. No, you have let me down too many times now. Now you have let me down, down too many times now.
Nice. Yeah, I love it when my guys collaborate. This is actually two people collaborating from our list of smoochers. I need to bring that term back. I quit using it for a while. But listen, so smoochers is kind of the name that some people coined for themselves at the very beginning of the show. And I think it was because I was like really sick one time. And I was like, oh man, these colds are bad. Don't go out there smooching. And then from then on, everybody was like, all right, we're smoochers. So I need to start opening the episodes with that more too. Like, what's up, smoochers? Maybe I'll start doing that. Anyway, bring back smoochers. This is JT and Philip Hellset. These are both people from the Discord server. They're subscribers. They're cool dudes collaborating. We're going to be working on a tune together, all three of us, which I'm looking forward to. So that's pretty rad. Thanks for submitting. Shady Programs by Azimuth. This sounds like the kind of thing. So there's something to be said about this. There's a couple people that said this was a little stale or a little bit plain. I agree. However, I think this is the type of music where you would definitely be DJing several things at once, you know, where this is just another layer in you know what I'm saying, that kind of minimalist techno stuff where the stylistic kind of flair comes from when you're playing this stuff out live. Other than that, this is actually a pretty dope song. I feel like this would go really well in a video game, like a space video game. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm in a spaceship and I'm like flying through the atmosphere here. And I'm just that, yeah. The coffee's kicking in. On that note, I need to use the restroom. So when we come back, we're gonna be listening to Lo-Fi Woods by Ben Lloyd Music. But give me about 2-3 minutes. I'll be right back. You know what? Yeah. No, I was right. Yeah. 2-3 minutes. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta play something. Can't just like leave it off. Hold on, we gotta play something while I'm gone. I want to listen to this track again. Where is it? Where's That's it. That's it. Like that's it, man. Does it. Be right back.
I'm not the zit. I'm dazzled. No hate, I'm just saying.
Took a walk out in the fence. Had a talk with a man about some cans. Took a walk out in the fence. Had a talk with a man about some cans. Took a dive with a swan out in the commons with nothing on. Took a dive with a swan out in the commons with nothing on. Took a walk out in the fence. Had a talk with a man about some cans. Took a walk out in the fence. Had a talk with a man about some cans.
All right, we're back. Love this track. Such a cool track. All right, where were we? Lo-Fi Woods. Here we go. Ben Lloyd Music. Nice. There's a, yeah, it's a Zelda theme, I think, right? Played on a little roads or something. It's pretty dope. I don't really have any notes for improvement on that. It's just like definitely topical, you know? Like it's definitely got that topical aesthetic to it. It's both video games and lo-fi. So yeah, definitely in vogue right now. Cool track. Oh, Nebula Rock. Okay, so Savon DePaul is a super cool rapper out of Tennessee, I believe. No, am I talking out of my butt? Is it Pennsylvania? Give me a break. Anyway, was recently featured on Dope 'Cause We Said, which is an awesome website. So this is cool to be playing this on the show. Check this out. This is one of us doing it big.
Stand up, all my stargazers. Got a new EP for y'all ravers. Hooked up a beat in the depths of black holes. Combined with the densest rap flows. Escape your stress, let fantasy run rampant. Impulse vibes, calamity unanswered. Get down, guys, let's dance in stardust. Nebula Rock, just let it bombard us.
Let's all bask in a cosmic canvas. Breathe the atmosphere of toxic planets. Life's already futile, let's get off. Celebrate our death on a nebula rock. Let's all bask in a cosmic canvas. Breathe the atmosphere of toxic planets. Life's already futile, let's get off. Celebrate our death on a nebula rock. Nah, I forgo that earth struggle. I get all the trouble riding up on the double. All these stats is celestial bliss. Just every bit of this nebula mist.
Forget our world, let's dance on stardust. Better just let the rock bombard us. Ignore the meteorite that streaks through the night and constantly teases us strike. My God, please pass that, darling. Here's hopes that your lower limbs end up hurling. All my humans, pump those tendons. Let it all out for our lives and quit. Let's all bask in a cosmic canvas. Breathe the atmosphere of toxic planets. Life's already futile, let us get off. Celebrate our death on a nebula rock. Let's all bask in a cosmic canvas. Breathe the atmosphere of toxic planets. Life's already futile, let us get off. Celebrate our death on a nebula rock. Let's all bask in a cosmic canvas. Breathe the atmosphere of toxic planets. Life's already futile, let us get off. Celebrate our death on a nebula rock.
Man, I love the fake brass at the very end. That's awesome. Very characteristic of Savant's work. He's got an experimental edge to him. Pretty cool stuff. I definitely recommend you go check him out if you haven't yet. PYC Music, PYC Pendulum. Buy a link and free download. Future Garage. Okay, looking forward to it. Let's see what we got here. Nice. This needs lyrics, like badly. Like this needs some really either. Now, listen, I don't do this very often, but I might be advocating for vocal chops here. I kind of hate vocal chops, but I feel like some really washed out, backgroundy kind of not that. Don't use those. That was not a good example of what I mean, but you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, I dug this. I dug this a lot. I don't really have any room for improvement here, other than just adding some vocals of some sort. Let's move on. So since we have so many tabs here and so many songs to listen to, I'm kind of having to make my lunch while we're doing this. So I'm gonna start this song, catch some of it, and then go check on my water that I've got boiling upstairs.
Even though you keep coming back, you're leaving with your love that I'll soon lack, stuck in this haze. I wish life were different, full of better days, but I love you, so it'll be okay. I just miss you anyway.
A bit like Thompson riding in that Renault shark and driving down the highway full speed with my eyes shut. Okay, you're lying. Do I even have my license? Nah. I picked you up for a date, and in the car I got my mum up in the front with the groceries in the back, and there isn't all that much room, so the middle is where we're at. You're passing kinda worried with the way you're gonna react. I haven't been the same since you left. I hope you know that.
Even though you keep coming back, you're leaving with your love that I'll soon lack, stuck in this haze. I wish life were different, full of better days, but I love you, so it'll be okay. I just miss you anyway.
Missing your love. Missing your
Though I only see skin deep, I bought the ticket, took the ride across the sea. I'm diving in with both feet to the deep blue, asking me what I see, but the only thing I saw was the mosaic patterns of you. Now tell me what to do with the asthmatic fanatic. The things we do are kind to put us close to an addict. The way we're drawn together, the way we're drawn in this habit, that isn't healthy, I know. If you ask my opinion, I'd tell you that this shit is backwards. So let loose of the skeletons from your closet if you wanted to get twisted with the same thing that the grey goose offers. You see these cards I'm holding, laying them down, cause I always seem to pick them up every time you're around.
Even though you keep coming back, you're leaving with your love that I'll soon lack, stuck in this haze. I wish life were different, full of better days, but I love you, so it'll be okay. I just miss you anyway. Even though you keep coming back, you're leaving with your love that I'll soon lack, stuck in this haze. I wish life were different, full of better days, but I love you, so it'll be okay. I just miss you anyway. Even though you keep coming back, you're leaving with your love that I'll soon lack, stuck in this haze. I wish life were different, full of better days, but I love you, so it'll be okay. I just miss you anyway.
All right, so this is gonna bring up a story. So, first of all, this is pretty cool. I can't really comment on vocal mixing because I'm not very good at vocal mixing. So, yeah. But a lot of people in the comment section seem to think that the vocal mixing was not very good. I don't really know. Not my forte. But this brings up a story at the very end right here. It sounds like the song is saying Missy, Missy. My grandma, before she passed away, she had a cat named Missy, and it was kind of a dog, but it was a cat. But it was kind of a dog cat, and it would do things that dogs would do, but it was a cat, and it would come if you called it. So she would let it go out every morning, and at night when it was time to get the cat back inside, so we could close all the doors in the house, et cetera, getting dark and that kind of thing around dusk. My grandma, she would go over. I can't make this up. She would go over to the door, and I guarantee the whole neighborhood could hear this. She would go, Missy! She would say, Missy, come! Boop, boop, boop! And she would just yell the cat's name, like, Missy! So it reminds me of that because the way the cadence she would say it with was, oh, Missy! There you go. There's my best impression of my grandmother, Grandma Mary Beeson, a saint. Love that woman. Well, I guess we're not listening to this track. Machiavode the Machine with Whip. Machiavode, that was a mess. I'm not, feeling sassy. That was a mess. That was what was that? You know what I'm saying? Is this noise music? Is this techno? Not that I need a genre, but dude, the samples were all over the place. The mix was all over the place. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. I don't know. I feel like this was sound score almost. You know what I'm saying? This would be some sort of a chase scene, in a downtown area with just cars going everywhere. It was very confusing. I don't know if I fully absorbed it. So maybe let's try to organize things a little bit better. All right, next song. Next song. SLGB. All right. Competition submission for other alias. Okay. So I was good up until that lead came in, about halfway through the drop. Like, I liked the drop a lot, and I thought we could have just rolled with that. That lead, for some reason, was just like, I don't know, it sounds like a dentist drill. You know, like when a dentist like drills your teeth and does like a cavity or something. It sounds like that, which I'm not a fan of. That always gives me the willies. So maybe that's just a personal preference. I'm not really sure. I don't think it was too noisy. I mean, I think Porter Robinson has tracks that are much more noisy, you know, and compressed. So I don't think it's over compressed. I think, you know, I just that lead just kind of irks me. Anyway, I gotta be right back. I gotta go grab my lunch off the stove before I burn it. BRB. Hey, I'm back. Oh man. So let's see here. We were on competition submission. Yeah, we listened to this twice. That was a good song. I don't think it's overcompressed. All right, When I'm Awake, continuing the marathon session here.
When the light bulb turned on, I felt my conscious mind drift slowly. I feel like everybody hates me, even the ones who know me. Everybody that knows me. Turn up the lights, cause my shadow's showing. You best not believe that I'm easy going. It's easy to deny what you can't see. It's hard to deny what you can't do. It's easy to deny what you can't see, but I'm looking down the barrel of my life, and I just don't like what I see. So just let me be alone, so I can reminisce about the things that I did in the past that I just don't fucking regret.
Oh yikes! Too many directions at once. Yeah, this was nice. It was a little soft. I wish it was a little bit louder in general. Like the vocals, I mean. But I like the direction a lot. I mean, this kind of chill, lo-fi, hip hop stuff is right up there with the kind of thing I like to listen to, and I think we need more of it. You know what's funny about this that I keep thinking is like I hesitate to say I want to see, you know, how this would translate to a live setting. Like, what would that be like live? Like, could you perform that live? What would it be like? You know, would I be standing up and dancing, or would we all be sitting down in an auditorium? You know, Lila, what are you doing? What are you doing? My bird's being crazy. No, you can't have any of my mac and cheese. Birds are lactose intolerant. What are you doing? Come here. Get. Hold on a second. We got a bird loose on my table. Stop eating my food. Hey. What do you do? Hey. Nope. You're not supposed to have cheese. That's not good for you, but you're too dumb to know that. Come here. All right. Sorry about that. Ava, memories. She wants mac and cheese so bad. No, Lila, get off the keyboard. What are you doing? No, I don't know what that song is. Stop it. Yeah, man, this ending. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if it's a good ending for just like a cut off, you know what I'm saying? No. I don't know. I don't like the ending. I like the song. I like the whole song. The song's fine. The ending. We need a tail. We need some sort of a fade out. Or maybe I'm just being, weird. All right. What are we listening to now? We already listened to this song. We're listening to now Accurate Dreams, The Perfect Place by Synthwave Argentina. Here we go. Let's see here. How big is this group in this song? Okay, we're underground. I was just making sure. I just got to do my research here.
We're all so excited because this water's so beautiful and I just want to go out and like jump off the boat into the water basically. This is like actually the perfect place. Right away. We're having the most incredible
So, I feel like this was like vaporwave masquerading as synthwave. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really feel authentic to me. In the same way that something like Carpenter Brute, who I don't really like, but I will say, you know, that's more what I think of when I think of synthwave. So there's that. I don't know. I don't know if this hits all the check boxes for synthwave for me. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason I'm saying that and making the whole genre argument here is because we've got that in the title. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's see. Barry Floss. Good night. What was up with that break? It wasn't even rhythmic. Like, what was that? I used to play this game called Gex. It was for the PlayStation. And I remember Gex 2, Enter the Gecko, had a couple of levels that were horror themed. And I think this would fit well in those levels. It was very creepy. I want to see whether or not I was counting this break correctly, because I said I didn't like it, but it might just be that I wasn't counting. So let me go back and I'm going to count with it. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it makes sense. I think this sample doesn't come in on a solid enough like one feel. You know what I'm saying? That sample just kind of is off rhythm, and that makes it creepy. So that's effective. But maybe have a kick right on the entrance, you know, back with the boom, right back on that one, so we get a stronger one. You know what I'm saying? So we get a stronger beginning of the next phrase, and that would work. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, this could work for sure. We just need like more for our brains to go, okay, we're back on the beat. You know what I'm saying? That's all we need here. In texture, pictures and spaces. All right, we got to pick one. All right, everybody, help me out here. One of these songs: Railway, Night Sky, Museum, Bridge, Gravel, Far, Chime. First one to get 2 responses is the one we're going to play. Waiting on the comments. Waiting on the responses. What are we playing? First one. All right, we got the first one. We got 1 for the first one. We need 2. Let's go. 3. Oh, Night Sky. That's 2. Chime. Ooh, we're all over the place. Chase. All over the place, guys. Chase, Chime. Okay. I feel like we got to go with Railway. We had the first one, and then we had Railway. Okay, I can barely hear that. Let's try Night Sky. This is way too soft. I'm just skipping around because I'm trying to see if it gets any louder than that. I don't think I could even compress this enough to fit through the airwave. Are there any tracks on here that are like above negative 20 decibels? Okay. Anybody want to listen to the sound of a steam pipe? I get it. I get ambient music. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's like, oh, ambience is this, you know. I get it. I understand ambient music. It's not like I don't understand it. Just like I don't want to spend 3 minutes of my life listening to that. All right, how about Chime? I can listen to this. All right, let's listen to this. I'm going to turn it up. Okay. I dig that. That was all right. There's it's a common misconception actually that ambient music is always chill. There are a lot of ambient tracks that are very not chill. If you listen to any of Giannis Xenakis' music, I'm gonna write that in the chat over here. Let's see here. He's a Greek dude. Xenakis. Check out Xenakis. That dude was absolutely awesome. Spoke like 6 languages. Total genius, architect, design guy. Wrote a ton of music, but more specifically, he would write music that was specific to an environment. So he would write, Lila, what are you doing? Stop that. Hey. I know. She had flown off of her perch onto the table and was eating the cheese out of my bowl. Get up on your perch. Get what the birds. They're basically cats with wings. Okay. So yeah, he would write music that was specific for a space. So he would design, like for instance, he had this one piece, and I'm going to butcher the name of it because my French pronunciation is terrible, but it's La Legende de Air or something like that. And basically, he designed like a tent that would travel around Southern Europe. And you could only hear this piece of music if you went to a showing of it in this specific like theater that he designed for it. So yeah, really out there kind of stuff. Yeah, it helps if you turn the audio on. Boy, that sucks. What a noob mistake. All right, so looks like everybody here is just, complaining about the microphone, but we've got the microphone going. Today's going to be an interesting day. I have some announcements to make, and we also have a lot of material to get through. And that's part of why the announcement I'm making has to be made. But we're going to give it just a minute so that everybody can join in. And while we're waiting, I'm going to be playing a song that I've been working on for a video game. The song is called Spaced. So I'm going to be playing this while I go grab my coffee. So yeah, audio should be fixed now. Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay. So we're going to give everybody a minute to join up because, like I said earlier, this is an odd time. Normally it's at noon. Today it was at 12:30. Based on the live event that I published earlier this week. Don't forget, if you'd like to know when I go live or if you'd like to be updated when live events are published and when their times are scheduled, hit the notification bell, make sure that's enabled. I've been harping on that lately, but it's absolutely important that you do so. I'm going to play this, go upstairs, grab my coffee, and I'll be right back. like getting through the struggle with that kind of cult of positivity tropical house sound. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I like the juxtaposition, but I have no problem with the mix or the pacing. So as far as the song goes, it's fine. I just don't know if it's my thing. Anyway, it's Colorant. What's up, Schwarzchild? I just realized it's almost 2:45. I've got to be at work in less than an hour. So after this song, I have to end coffee time. The rest of the songs, if I didn't get to yours, please resubmit it and we'll listen to it next week on Coffee Time's more radio formatted broadcast. Sorry about that. I wish I had enough time to do everything, but I just don't. One of these days I'll be able to afford a team, and all these things will come with time, but for right now, as I grow, there's just some growing pains that we're all going to have to experience together. But isn't that the joy of experiencing something with other people? Anyway, I did get word this week that Simon the Magpie has received the package that I sent him. So we are collaborating on something. So look forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm so looking forward to it. I got some stuff coming in the next couple of weeks. Make sure that you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed already, consider doing so. Also, hit that notification bell. I can't tell you recently how kind of weird it's been to have such a low amount of interaction on my videos. So just make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you got the notification bell turned on. I think YouTube, I don't think it's doing it on purpose, but I'm getting nerfed a little bit. So Let's make sure we lock that down. If you want to see what a 6'6" tall dude working looks like, make sure you watch Monday's video. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But my name's GARDNSOUND. Lyle's over here. Let's roll out the color. All right, everybody, it's going to do it for coffee time for me. Again, if you didn't get your track played this week, sorry, time constraints. Please submit again. But my name's Gardner. Lyle the Bird is over here being moody, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.